All right. Okay. Yes. So, thank you everyone for joining. We we started discussing, as you remember, but today we are going to move to the next stage. As I told you, this is where we are going to start talking about discussing about the Python. You can see we have 38 sessions to discuss about the Python. But before we do that, what we are now doing is just to make sure that we prepare you so that you'll be able to do this stuff. Now, what we are going to do today is what is called VS Code. Yes. So this is what we are going to discuss. This is what we call VS Code. Let me quickly share my screen with what is called VS Code to show you VS Code. All right. I don't know if you can be able to see something here on my screen. Um, Let me just close this, guys. Okay. All right. So this what you can see on my screen is what we call VS Code, Visual Studio Code, right? This is what is called Visual Studio Code. Why do we care about this and why do we need to know this? From now on, as a data science, as a machine learning, whatever you become, you need to have an environment where you'll be doing your data science. So let me give you an example. Um, Assume you, you know, um, you want to become a medical doctor, right? For you to become a medical doctor, you need to have some background, you need to go to college, to study and maybe a medical school. That's where you do everything, for that to do some practice in a hospital and many other things, right? So if we want to do data science, we need to have maybe the hospital where you do practice, you do whatever. If we want to do data science or machine learning, we need to have a tool that will allow us to do data science. So there are several tools that will allow you to do data science. One of the tool we will want to use is called Visual Studio Code. Yeah, it's called Visual Studio Code. So this is what we have here, getting started with VS Code. So today we'll be able to show you how we can install Visual Studio Code in our computer, how we can start getting started with Python. Yes, please. Now, what I want everyone or for us to do is we will do this thing by doing, right? We want all of you to open your computer. I understand some of you have already do have a Visual Studio Code, but what I want to tell us is that uh, now we need to do that. So you can see here, this is a guide. If you have access from this, if you look at this one, this GitHub page, which you already have, this is the first thing you can see here. This is what we discussed: initial setup, how to install all those stuff. But today we are doing this Visual Studio Code. And this, I have two links, the VS Code 1 and VS Code 2 setup. But what I want you to have, we are going to do here today is this one. So if you click this one, this will open a page. This page that we are talking about is what we call GitHub. This website, you can see that it's called GitHub. So all our lessons, everything that we'll be doing will be housed, will be added on this GitHub. You to yourself, we will teach you how to use GitHub. But don't worry if you find it very confusing about this GitHub. That it's just because we didn't teach you. We'll come and teach you every bit of this GitHub. So everything is step by step. If you look at this from our lessons, you can see here we have what is called setup Git and GitHub, right? So in this setup Git and GitHub, we'll show you what is GitHub. In fact, how to even structure this session, how to structure this page. We'll all teach you how to do this stuff. But everything comes step by step. What we are going to do now today is to show you how to use VS Code. Now, You can see this is, guide. The first one, why do we need VS Code, right? The complete name is Visual Studio Code, but we call it VS Code, right? Is what we call, uh, text editor. So a text editor, for example, you can basically use Microsoft Word to write some document. Microsoft Word is text, but for doing programming, for doing data science, we use what we call this editor. Yeah, so we use this. There are many editors. If I search here, example of text editors for data science. Let me just ask this question. Example of text editors for data science. If I ask this question, you can see some of them. The first one that comes off, you can see it is VS Code, right? There is another one called Sublime Text. There is Notepad, that BM, that this BM. There are specialized IDE. You can see that is Spider, RStudio. All of these ones are editors that many people will choose the one that they want to use. So there are many tools that you can use to do that. Example, we have Jupyter and whatsoever. But the one editor or one tool that we will be using this session is VS Code. If you have been doing data science and you have an existing tool that you use, you can continue with it. But for this, session for this data science, we'll be using VS Code. Now, yeah, so that's it. There are many other things such as Jupyter and Google Colab. So most of you might have been using Jupyter using previously or Colab, but there are some limitations that we don't want to use Jupyter browser because you need to be open browser. Why can't we have all encompassing stuff that is very good? So that's why we use Jupyter. So what we'll be seeing today is we'll be seeing like the editor, how we can install that, and many other things. Now, um, there are many things you can basically check on your computer. The first thing is some of us they have computer and we don't even know which kind of Windows version you have. So you need to determine what kind of Windows version you have. What we need for this session is you need to have Windows 10 at least or Windows 11. So I do believe all of us here might have Windows 10 or Windows 11. Some of you don't know which Windows you have. So if you don't know, you can type this Windows key plus R. You will be able to see the version of Windows you have. I don't know if you can do that quickly to find out which window type of window you have, and you can type in the chat what type of Windows you have. Yeah, type in the chat window what types of Windows do you have. So we want to make sure that everyone has a compatible Windows. If you have maybe Windows 8, then you'll not be able to follow along with us. So we want everyone to have Windows 10, at least or later version. Type in the chat, what kind of Windows do you have? Windows 11 Pro, good one. Okay, good. We all have Windows. Let's see if we have somebody. Okay, Windows 11. Okay. All right. So, okay, excellent. Okay, Windows 10, excellent, perfect. Oh, Mac, we have somebody with Mac M4. Okay, so for people with Mac, the installation here, I think is maybe bit. I thought I don't. I maybe like not. Oh, we have somebody with Mac M2 as well. Perfect. Oh, okay. So in that case, oh, somebody with Techno. Oh, okay, Windows 10. Okay, sorry. Windows 10, perfect. So for people with Windows, what we will be doing is we will show you again because some of this stuff here is basically for people using Windows. But I will now put another one version for Mac for people using Mac because I'm using Mac. So I will put that, but the step are more or less the same. So okay, now that's the first thing. Check your Windows. So we are fine. But then again, we need to also know what is known as uh, our computer, whether computer, what kind of system do we have? So obviously we do have what is called 64-bit operating system, exposed bit. So what we need to find out, you need to find out what kind of your computer is. Is it ARM based, or if it is ARM 64, you need to do several download. If it is this, you need to do several download. So if you open your settings in Windows, then go to system about, then go to about, and then look at system type and look at what does it says. So you can see almost every machine made in the last decade it says 64-bit operating system. right? So if it is 64-bit operating system, when we are going to download some stuff, you need to download software for 64-bit. But if you are, system type say ARM, then you need to download software for ARM. So let me make it clear. We want is that when you want to download software, you need to download software specifically designed for your computer. But some of our computers are of different version. Some are using, for example, the architecture 64-bit operating system. Some are using ARM version. So you need to know, is this 64-bit operating system you have or ARM version? So that when you go to download a software, you need to download one that is relevant to your operating system. So for you to do that, you can go there. So this is the second thing we need to check. Now, we also need to make sure that, our computer basically has space that we are going to do a data science. So make sure that at least here we said, which is very conservative, 5 gig, 5 GB. So make sure that you have a very good space that you're going to do your data science. I do believe all of us here, we have at least more than 5 gig to do our data science. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we can see a lot of people are saying 64-bit operating system, 64, which is basically fine. Please do check. Maybe some of you, let me make it clear here. This is how you are going to check the, go. You have create a folder, but this is just something that we'll talk about later. Is that about data science? So let's skip that one. So the next thing we need to do is now after you prepare, you have a minimum requirement to do the stuff. VSCode, right? I post the link to the chat. Let's go through that. Let me click it as well. So when I click this link, it will show me something like this, VSCode. Now, if you look at this one, right? If you look at this one, what I was saying is that even for people with Mac OS, there is different version. Can you see? Intel, DMG, Silicon, Universal, and what? So you can see that. And also for people with Windows, you can see that X is for ARM, So that's why we need to find out what kind of computer we do have, right? So this allow, if you are using x64, when you check, then you download, you click here and click download, right? So you click, it will start automatically downloading. Can you see it? Can you see that? It automatically start downloading that one. Um, let me go back. For people that are using Mac OS, right, you can see Mac, Apple, Silicon. So I think everyone that is using latest Apple, using basically Mac Silicon app. If you are using Apple maybe from 2019, I think you are using Intel chip. So the kind of computer you have is Intel. So for you people that are using Mac, what you can do is to see what kind of Mac you have. You go to about this Mac. Can you see that? When we go to about this Mac, you can see that, for example, mine is Apple M3 Max. You can see I have memory 64 gig. I have the Mac OS different. So, I mean, obviously 2023 is using Apple Silicon, right? So that's basically how you can find out what kind of computer you have. Unfortunately, I don't have Windows, so I'm not be able to show us in our computer. But yeah, and for people using Linux, I believe anyone that is using Linux, he knows how to navigate through all this stuff. If you're using Debian, if you're using, all this stuff. All right. So let's see if all of you have installed the Windows. So if you click here and you download it, normally the way you install software. So I want all of us now to install this software and open it, and let us in the chat if you have any problem before we proceed. Yep. Again, if you have question regarding this installation, just let us know. Before we proceed, I want all of us to do this installation. So it's going to be hands-on today. We want you, be able to help you while you have an issue. So yeah, so let's see if you are able to do the installation or if you have any issue. And you can type any issue you have in the chat. Yeah, we put the link to do the installation in the chat here. So click on it, it will open a page, download the software and install. So this, steps for the installation. You can see, you can follow them. This is hands-on. Please make sure you ask question. If you get confused, we are here to just guide you. Yeah, nice, perfect. So Amina, you already maybe had experience with data science, but we are going little by little. Thank you. Uh, oh, okay, nice, nice, nice. So this is just tips on how to install, download the installer. Oh, you can see there are some several options, additional tags. So because already I have VS Code, when I click here, maybe let me see. Okay, I click here, for example, for Windows. Let's see to start downloading it. So here you can see I'm downloading for Windows. Okay. Anyone with issue? Okay, done. How can we link to the GitHub? Oh, we're coming to that. We are coming to that. What we want you at this step is just to install, and you can see this at the step. Yeah. If you have any issue, please tell us. If you have any issue, please tell us before we move. And if you haven't installed, let us know. So you can see here they are saying VS Code will be launched, color you find comfortable, and do all this stuff. Let me on the Okay, somebody was asking, are we going to download all the 4 files? No, we are going to download only one file. So if you look at this one, it hinders. So you can just select what is your computer. Is it user x64? Can you see that? Just download this x64. It's okay, yeah. Just download just one. So you just install one. You cannot install four, or whatsoever. Yeah, user, just download user. That's all. User installer. You can see we have user installer, we have system installer. So just install user installer. Yep. All right. Any question in the chat or not? Oh, are we all good? Okay. Now, after we install our VS Code, the next thing is basically let's explore VS Code. So, first launch VS Code open and welcome tab. You will be asked to choose color theme. Pick whichever you find comfortable and do not organize over it. So, we will find a lot of stuff. So, um, yeah, so let's open the VS Code. Do you know how to open a VS Code? Of course, maybe if you have your computer, you know how to do that. So for me, when I do this, I Spotlight, I write VS Code like this. when I write VS Code, I just click and open. So this is basically what we call VS Code. You can see that, right? You can see VS Code. I don't know if you have access to that, but you can change the color theme. If you look at this one here, I think you can manage the, just excuse me, you can change the color theme here. What is this? Okay, if you click here, you can see it here. You can see the color theme. Let me see. Yeah, theme. Can you see a theme? I can see change the theme. I can have something like this. Um, okay, no. I can go to theme and then color theme. When I say color theme, can you see it shows something in the top here? You can be able to change the color themes here. If I click here, color theme, I can go through here. Can you see I'm scrolling? It's changing the color theme. Oh, this is, oh no, sorry. Sorry. This is asking me to update my computer. So you can see the color theme. When I scroll like this, my VS Code is changing. The color is changing. You can see it. You can see. You can see. So you can choose the color. This is black. So I dark. Can you see that? You can see that. So I can select, okay, I'm going to use this VS Code. So for you to change the themes, just go to here. You can see something like this and click on theme. You can see theme and you can see color theme. Then you click here, color theme. Something on top here will, you can just type, you can even select if you already know your color theme, you can select. But now I just select dark 2026 dark color. So this is my color theme, right? That is my color theme. You can also go here. Maybe you can say file theme, file icon theme, meaning that any file you want to change the theme, it will show. Here also, you can see here, I can change the, the color theme for the file or whatsoever. But the main important things maybe people do is to change the color they want to see their VS Code. So for me, it's this. So try that and see if you can be able to change the color, the theme of your VS Code. Anybody try changing the theme? If you have tried, just chat right in the chat. Yes, I have tried. Oh, yes. Oh, no, you have issue. Nice. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Right. So now we have seen how to install VS Code. So this is basically what we will be seeing in doing in data science with for the whole of your life doing data science. If you want to do data science for all the life is here. You open here. If you want to do anything data science, machine learning, you open this place and you write your code, everything. So if this is somewhere else you are going to live, for the rest of your data science journey, it's good to learn it, very well so that you become master of it, right? Now, what you can see here, when you open your VS, can you see something like learn the fundamentals? Can you see that? Learn the fundamental, right? Now, this here is a walkthrough or step-by-step guide on how to use many things in VS Code. If I click here, get started with VS Code. This is a step-by-step guide. We cannot teach you this one. Follow it. They will teach you many things how to become familiar with VS Code. Unfortunately, we will not teach you 100% of anything on VS Code. What we will teach you is just maybe 5%. You are going to explore. For example, like me, nobody taught me how to even install VS Code, right? I had to figure out, started doing that. So now VS Code comes with guides that you can explore to learn more. So one of the you can see if I click here, I see get started with VS Code, learn the fundamental, GitHub Copilot, get started with many other things, get started with cloud on VS Code, get started with Python development, how you can do, get started with data science. These are some of the stuff I wrote. But the main thing I think you may see in your VS Code is get started with VS Code, learn the fundamental. Write in the chat if you are able to see get started with VS Code and learn the fundamental. By the way, if you look at this one, get started with VS Code, can you see something built in? Built in, learn the fundamental built in, meaning that they comes with VS Code. The moment you install VS Code, they come with it. But some other things, they do not come with VS Code because I install them. For example, I have GitHub Copilot. That is I have this one. So maybe for you, what you will be able to see are only these two and many other things. Get started with VS Code and learn the fundamentals. They are built in, meaning built in. They come with it. So right in the chat, what were you able to see? Yeah, that's what I was saying. My lab page is not the same. So listen. Now, this walkthrough or lab page comes with something default. Maybe I think it comes with two or three. I don't know how much many it comes with. The reason why you see mine is different with yours is that I already installed other tools, so they now automatically add the guide for that tool here. We're gonna show you how to install other things. But what I want to assure you that if you see only two, that's okay. You are all right. You might have seen only get started and now is fundamental. That's okay. That is what is expected for you to see. You are not expected to see all this stuff. It's expected for me because I installed this today. You haven't installed. So I can see some people in the chat, they are saying this is not what they can see from their own end. As I said, yeah, that's okay. That's not problem. Yeah, somebody just type what you have seen in your end. Learn fundamental and what? Oh, okay. You even see the get the started and fundamental? All right. Um, okay. Okay. So somebody hasn't seen this get started and learn fundamental. So I'm not sure. Hmm. Okay, okay. Okay. Let me see how we can bring it up. I don't know. For now, let me see. Hmm. Go to help, for example. Help. Go to help. If you go to help, go to open walkthrough. Open walkthrough. Go to help. Click on open walkthrough. Can you see something? It shows up. Okay. Soon get started and learn the fundamentals. So yes, so what you need to do is just go to help. You will see many other things. Show documentation, open walkthrough, show get started with accessibility, many other things. But what I want to just you to check is just open walkthrough. Can you see when I say open walkthrough, it opens something like this, right? So when it opens something like this, I can now get started with VS Code. Were you able to go to org help, open walkthrough? Were you able to see open walkthrough from help? When you click open walkthrough, were you able to do that? Okay. Now, if you see this get started, can we all click get started? Go to help, go to open walkthrough. You will see something comes up like this. Can we all click get started with VS Code? Can we click all that? Can we all click that? Now I click that. What you'll be seeing is use AI to chat and what I don't know what they mean by this, but this shows you many step by step. So from here you can see that use AI feature with Copilot for free. So this is allow you maybe to set up something that you'll be able to use AI in the VS Code. Um, Choose your theme. This one is guiding you how to set up your VS Code. Dark theme, you can select this one. Dark contrast, light contrast, dark mode. Can you see that, right? So here you can see use AI features, maybe, start to chat. When I click this one, so it will open maybe chat here. It will allow you to use chat with tools using AI. And now choose your theme, just select your theme, watch video tutorial. So now this is a video tutorial. What this is telling you that, as I told you, we will not be able to teach you 100% how to use many other things. But you as yourself as a learner, you can be able to follow along many tutorials to learn. So this is giving us tutorial it would take you to YouTube how to learn VS Code for data science. So you can see getting started with Visual Studio Code. Can you see that? So this is it. When you click here, just
VS Code is now your new AI first development environment. You get agent mode, inline suggestions, Copilot chat, MCP to connect your AI to real.
so you can see this is basically some guide. So if you are filling here, you can click next section. You can see tune your settings. You can change many settings. Here, you can open the setting, code with session, what you are coding, every other thing. So here you can learn more, but this is not something that we are going through, but feel free to explore all these features on your own. Okay, let me use this opportunity to maybe respond to questions. Some people, if they have question, yeah. Anyone with question or no question? Okay. It seems we are all doing well. Okay. So if we are doing well, let's continue. All right. So you can see this is what we have just seen. So there are many shortcuts, as you know, to use other things. So this is a tower. Before installing anything else, learn the geography. The Windows has 4 regions. So learn the geography. What this is telling us is that we have two this stuff. We have many other things in VS Code. So let's go this one. 2 pages. Explorer, the files in your current folder. So we have 2 pages. What this means, magnifying glasses allow you for search. We have branch line source control. We have play with debug, run and do this. We have Foursquare extension. So let me open a Visual Code Studio. So look at it. Can you see this? Like magnifying class is search. So this is what he's telling us is that magnifying class is search, and this is a shortcut for you to open to search to do anything to search for anything. You can see it here. If I am searching for anything, here it allow you to see your current files. We have something here called extension. This is where everything we are going to do in data science lies. Uh, by the way, don't be confused when you see my VS Code doesn't look like your own, simply because I have many settings that I've already installed that is not the same with your own. So don't be confused. Well, for example, you might haven't seen black box here. Let me just uninstall it, even by the way, black box. Let me uninstall it. So I install this and I click this one here. So, okay, good. So, what we are saying here is that, let me close all this stuff. Okay, okay, yep. I think this is what you may see. So you can see here the VS Code, we have many other things. You will become more clear about them. But let me quickly explain other things. We have the most important thing is that here, when I open a VS Code, I will be able to see something. If I open anything, I will be able to see what I open here. Let me just give you an example. For example, assume I have a folder that I'm working on it. I can go to your file, open folder. Can you see that under file, I have many other things here, right? I have file, folder. So when I say open folder, meaning maybe I want to bring a folder here. Let me say I have a folder here, Audio Data Science GitHub. When I open it here, now you can see here, I open a folder with Audio Data Science. You can see Audio Data Science, and everything inside the folder is here. Can you see everything inside this folder is here, right? Inside the folder is here. So this is where you'll be able to see anything you open in this Explorer. So you can see here what I made mention about Explorer. Is this Explorer 2 page. Can you see Explorer 2 page? Now what this means is that when I click this one, Explorer, I have this Explorer. It just, open other things for you to be able to see what you open in VS Code. So maybe you can try just going to file here and say open folder, and now open any folder from your computer. When you click open folder, it would suggest anything from people. place it from your folder, and yeah, just write that, open any folder here in VS Code. Okay. Um, Okay. I hope were able to just open any folder on your computer. So the main thing here is just for you to know that we have a section here. You can see that. And now, if this is my folder, for example, when I open any page here, it will now open in here. So you can see this section, this pane. I can also move and drag here. You can see that this is where my file reside. And the middle one here is whatever I click, it will open here. So for example, when I click this one, look at it, it opened. So you can see when I click another one, it will open. Can you see I can open multiple files here? You can see the first file is here. The second file I open automatically. When you click it, it open in a new tab. Can you see I open here is a new tab. So when I click this one, it's just another new tab. So what I'm doing here is just to show you how the BS Code is to familiarize you with the page. And this page is what we call welcomes page for BS Code, right? Um, Also to remind you, you might not be able to see many other things that I do have because we do not have the same, tools whatsoever. But these are basically what I want us to see. So here we have now have seen many other things. We have another one called extension. So if we look at this one here, extension, oh, extension, this one. Hover your hand here, full square. Can you see it? This is called extension. This one, extension. Hover on it, extension. When you go here, now let me tell you something. Now, when you install VS Code, it's just like a baby that is born today. When a baby is born today, that baby cannot work, cannot talk, cannot even, crawl, right? But as time goes on, you need to install, or the baby need to learn how to talk, how to walk, everything. So this also just analogy for us to understand that when you install VS Code, it is empty. You cannot do anything with it. You cannot do data science with it. What you need to do, you need to install tools. You need to install packages to do data science. Just like a baby, when he's born, he needs to take time to learn how to talk, how to work. Okay, so for data science, we need to come to here, extension. From the name, can you see extension? You need to extend the capability of VS Code to install other things. What I want us to try to install now is what we call Python. Click here, Python. Click here and write Python. Can you see something called Python environment? Python environment, right? Can you see it? Python environment. Just write Python or Python environment. Now, let me uninstall it. Now, if you see this Python environment, what I want you to click is this install. Now, when you install Python, it means now your BS Code can be able to use Python just like a baby that understand every day. Now, in our programming, you don't need to let the VS Code to understand in the next 1 week or no. When you install VS Code, now you can install all those requirements within an hour, like just like few minutes. So one of the key things you need to install is Python. When you install Python, it will allow you to do programming, to do everything with Python. which is the bedrock of what we'll be seeing. So now, if you look at this one here, it's called Python environment. You can see it. Make sure that you see this one, Python environment. And you can see here how many people install it, 52 million people, right? Provide a unified Python environment. So when you see it, you must have an internet. Click install, because when you install, you only install VS Code. You haven't installed all the tools that will help you. Now click install. So you can see now here it's installing. Yeah, so click install. Click install. So you can see when I already click install, you can see it right on install means now I need to remove, but I don't want to remove. I already now install it. You can see here my install. You can see it install. It means you now have Python installed on your computer. So what this is telling us that you need to install many. What I now install is called Python package. Everything under this extension is called package. So BS Code, when you install BS Code, it comes with nothing in it. It's just an environment. For example, let me give you an example. You buy a new branded house, a very beautiful house, and that house is just the building, right? The structure, it has a window and everything. But the house might not have come with the bed, it might not have come with the furnitures like, living table, in your living room, you may not have a cushion, you may not have a sofa, you may not have, even your kitchenette are not there, right? What do you need to do? You need to buy all this stuff. You need to buy the fridge. Because when you buy a house, you only buy the building and everything. That is what exactly we're doing here. When you install BS Code, it comes with nothing. It's empty. You need to install the thing that will allow you to do data science. One of the things we have just seen now, we just installed Python. But Python is only one thing. There are many, many, many other things that we will use to install, to do that. And whatever we install is what we call, these things that you can see are called Python packages. Python package. Let me Python, I call Python package. Let me try to ask here. Um, I install, let me ask, I install VS Code, recommend top packages, VS Code. Just give you an example, VS Code packages. Uh, VS Code packages for data science. So somebody may say, oh, he has AI in his BS code. Yes, we'll teach you how to also have AI for your BS code. But now we are now just saying, so you can see this AI is thinking, okay, look at it. So these are the essential packages that you need to install on your BS code to be able to do data science. Number one is Python, right? Can you see that? We already installed Python. What is number two? Jupyter. You can even go to your chat GPT whatsoever to ask chat GPT, what are the important packages do I need to install in my BS code so that I will do data science? You can see number one, Python. We now insert the number two is what? Jupyter. Now come here and write Jupyter. Don't forget we click this four square. Write Jupyter. Now, look at this one, Jupyter. Now, how many people do you see here install Jupyter? 108 million people. Now, when you up click here, if I click on install here, let me uninstall it just for us to be able to see that. You can see now here I have installed. So when you click here install, it will now install Jupyter Notebook for you, right? So we now install two packages, right? The next one is called Data Wrangler. It's also one of the key tool you can install. You can type here Data Wrangler, Python formatting, linting. We have something called rough. I don't think I even have it now. Maybe it's new. You can see it. Rough is something new. 4 million people. I can install it as well. Cross publisher. Oh, Rough. It's not coming from Microsoft. I think that's why. Oh, it's not coming from Microsoft. Now, other thing is you can see them. Rainbow CSV, Excel viewer. Meaning the Excel viewer, you can be able to open Excel file in VS Code, Gitlab, Docker, many, many other things. So you can see these are the most important here. It gives us like Jupyter, Data Wrangler, RAF, Rainbow CSV. I can install Rainbow CSV. You can tap here. Rainbow CSV. You can see it here, right? Rainbow CSV. Now, this is basically this is basically some stuff I want to us basically to do that. Any question? Any question? So here, the sidebar, whatever the activity bar icon you click, want you to show the toggle
So,
it. Yes,
so I have
yes.
question here.
Okay.
Uh, yes, I tried to install Jupyter, but I have many types of Jupyter, like Jupyter
Ah,
Jira,
okay, good one. Okay, okay.
Appliance,
So you click,
Notes.
yeah, you click Jupyter here. Click Jupyter.
Okay.
So this Jupyter, don't go to Jupyter from Microsoft. Okay, Jupyter. Yeah, look at this one, Jupyter, Microsoft.
Oh,
Install Jupyter from Microsoft. Yeah, Jupyter, this one. Install this
okay.
one, Jupyter. Yes. And also install this one, Jupyter Notebook Renderers. Can you see it?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's install two Jupyters. Install Jupyter Notebook Renderers, you can see from Microsoft, and we have Jupyter from Microsoft. Install these two before we move on. That's why I said this is hands-on. Try to do it now while we are working. If you have any issue, you ask question. So yeah, ask question if you have if you are blocked. Yeah. We have many other people today. Okay. All right. I can see that um today we have how many people joining? We'll start doing. Okay. So now and this one, Jupyter slideshow, is something that allow you to present your work like Jupyter notebook as a slide. Like, you work something you want to show if you want. But the main important things, maybe it just install just Jupyter, this and that. But everything that you see from Microsoft is when you install it is they are very important as well. Because this BS Code is developed is from Microsoft. So Microsoft are the one that created this VSCode and make it free for people to use data science. For example, some of the environment tool that can use data science, they are not free, but this one is free, the Jupyter and the VSCode. Okay. Now we have sidebar. So this is what they are talking about. This is a sidebar. Can you see this sidebar? You can do many things. You can see here. This is where you can be able to search stuff. This is where when you click, it will open for you to see the file folder you have. You see it here, search, and here is something for Git, and GitHub will not come here, will tell you. You will not be able to see this one maybe in your stuff. And this one, you can customize this sidebar. For example, let me right click here. You can see something click, all these things that have been ticked, they will now be shown in here sidebar. So let me say I want to remove this one. What is the name of this one? Remote Explorer. Can you see it? Remote Explorer, right? And I want to remove Remote Explorer. I right click on the sidebar here inside the side. I right click. I go Remote Explorer and remove it. Can you see no Remote Explorer here? Can you see that? Right. And here cloud, here is to do's, here is Quen, here is CC acid. Maybe I don't want this CC acid, right? If I don't want it, I can remove it, right? And here I have something which is called, what is it? Kimi code. This is Kimi code. All these things are, something that you can use for yeah. This is Python. I don't need to see Python here. I can go and remove it, Python. You can see here is more cleaner now, right? You can do that. Yeah. So that's it. And here we have already seen that. So this is a sidebar. The editor. What is editor? Now, editor is somewhere you can write. So if this is a sidebar and maybe I have some folder that I open, this is editor. Now when I click a file here, it open here. This is editor. So this is where you will be doing data science. Let me just add them here so I can create this. This is editor. Can you see that? I'm just writing, right? I love VS Code. Can you see that? It is fantastic. Can you see that? So this is editor where you'll be able to write your code, right? Let me give us an example. How can you now create a file in editor? So for example, you want to create, you go here. Can you see new, right? If you want to create anything new, for example, we can say new text file or whatever. We can say new text file. You can see you can write anything here. You can see that you can write anything. So this is what we call the text editor. So this, what they are telling us here, the editor, that is the second page, right? Then we have prompt, the panel, bottom, content terminal, problems, output, debug, and many, many other things. So what this is telling us is that if you see here, terminal, can we all see here terminal called terminal? Can you all see here called terminal? Click this terminal and then click new terminal, the first one, new terminal, and see what happened. Type in the chat what you have seen. Click terminal and click new terminal and see what happened. What can you see? Just type in the chat what you have seen or any changes you have seen. Click terminal and click the first option. I don't know why my own is not showing me. What have you seen? A new screen pop up in the VS Code. Okay. I can see what somebody said that. I click here, new terminal. Can you see that new terminal? When I click new terminal, can you see something below shows like this? Can you see something called terminal here? Terminal. Can you see something called terminal? What you will be able to see here, you see something colored here. This is not how you're going to see it. This is not how you're going to see it. This is my own setup. I customized it. But what you will be able to see is something terminal. Were you able to see this terminal? Tap in the chat. If tap in the chat, this is called terminal. If you were able to see that, type something like this, Python. Type something like this, Python, in the terminal. Type Python. Because I will have already Python installed, what do you see? Have you seen that? Type Python and press enter. Tell us in the chat. Okay, some people have seen it. Okay, yes. Okay, some people, yes, yes. Command not found. Exactly. This is where the problem is. Command not found. Yes. Command not found. Yes, trust authors. Trust authors. Trust authors. Yes, trust authors. Trust authors. So if you are if you write Python and set command not found, so therefore you have not installed Python from your computer. Yes, you have not installed Python on your computer. Now, um, we'll come into that. We are coming to that. Don't worry. But just now we are looking at telling you the this. So you can see this is the bottom panel. The panel content terminal, problems, output, debug. So what these are? This you can see terminal. There is debug. Can you see problem, debug, terminal? Can you see that? There is also output here. Can you see that output? Now, what we are interested is only this one terminal. And yeah, terminal. Yeah, for now, just look at terminal. Click on terminal if you are able to look at terminal and you see your terminal, that's okay. The next thing is command palette. The single most important useful thing in VS Code is command palette. Wow. Look at this very strong statement. What does it say? The single most useful thing in VS Code is command palette. You need to master this in, which is control plus shift plus P. I don't know also in Windows, do we say control or what? In Mac? Okay, guys from for Mac, um, I think you we have command. Let me see. Uh, um, see, yeah, command palette. Let's all go here. Settings. Can you see something called command panel? Command panel. Command panel, right? Yeah. Can you see it? The setting, command, and click on it. Click this one. Can you see something pop up here that comes here, right? This is the single most important feature in VS Code. You can create anything new from here. anything you're going to do, you're going to do it from this stuff. So, but there is a shortcut. If I click here, can you see the shortcut here is it's not it show something for people who would be MacBook. This is the thing you need to click on at the same time, and it will open this one. For people with Windows, I don't know what it will show, but yeah, try that and tell us if you have any issue. If you have seen it in your VS Code, type in the chat if you have seen that. Okay, seen. Okay. So for people with Python issues, don't worry, we'll come to that. No worries. That's what we were saying yesterday that we need to do that installation to make sure we're on the same page. Okay, I love you all. You all have a very good prompt. Yeah. Okay, opening a folder, right? What is opening a folder? So opening a folder is basically one of the things that we need to learn. So I told you this is BS code, right? And this BS code basically is where we'll be doing stuff. So something may be sitting on your computer and you want to bring it into BS Code to work on it. What you need to do is go to File. You can see that Open BS, Open Folder, Open Folder. Can you see Open Folder? Click on Open Folder. Everyone should go to File, Open Folder. When you click on Open Folder, select any folder from your computer. For example, I would say it's Places, and now click on it. Um, do you want to save the changes you made to the haha? I say no, don't save. It will now open a new folder for me. You can see now I have something, a new folder, something like that. Can we all do that and open a new folder from our computer? A random folder is okay. If you open a folder from your computer, just type in the chat yes. Okay, done. Perfect. Cool. Now, what we need to do now is go here. So you can see here, open folder. We were able to do that, and we open a folder, right? Okay. Now, the next thing we are going to look at is the integrated terminal in VS Code. So we have what is called terminal. Let me just use this opportunity to introduce us to something very beautiful in the space of data science, that you basically might have not been familiar with for people that are not from data science. Of course, you might not be familiar with this concept. What is that thing? That thing is what we call terminal. Let me give you us as a scenario. Now, we know that for us to interact with computer, obviously what we do is, so we have two different kind of, in history of computer, we have what we call GUI, um, GUI and what are they called, the other one? Um, is it terminal based or what do you call it? My God, I forgot. Let me ask AI. Terminal.
Command line
Uh,
CL.
Command line. Yes, command line. Yeah, command line. Command line. So if you want to use computer, there are two ways to use computer. Two ways, two ways to use computer. No, no, okay. Let me ask. Yeah. Um, Two ways to use computer. GUI and command line. Explain them briefly. Explain them. So what I'm trying to say is that remember, if you are using what do we mean by GUI, graphical user interface. Graphical user interface is if you want to use computer, you need to go to click, you need to go to whatsoever. If I want to copy a file here like this one, if I want to copy this file, look at it. I need to right click, copy it, right? And now go to another folder, maybe desktop, and paste that in here. But let me tell you, what about if I want to copy 1 million file or 1 billion file? Is it feasible to copy 1 billion file like this, in just like a scope of 1 hour, 1 billion file? Is it okay? Is it feasible to copy 1 billion to go here and copy them and copy this one? For example, let's assume even the file are not in the same place, different folder. Is it feasible? Tell me in the answer, is it possible to copy 1 billion file, by going there, clicking, copying and pasting and whatsoever? What is the problem with this? What is the problem? Can somebody tell us what is the problem with this graphical inter where I go and copy and paste? Can somebody tell us in the chat what is the problem? Do you think? What the problem do you think for this approach? It will be time consuming. It will be prompt to error, like when you want to do very huge tasks and everything. So it's very difficult. Now we have what you call in computer science. For those people that are not coming from computer science, there is in computing we have what you call command line interface. Command line interface, where you just tell computer copy 1 billion file from this folder to this folder. It just copy without you wasting time going to different places, copy and paste. That is what we call terminal. So if you look at this here, I asked my AI here, two common ways to use a computer: graphical user, you interact visually using Windows icon menu. Command line, you type exact command into terminal. So can you see, you type exact command into what we call terminal. In graphical user interface, this is what you have been doing since when you have computer. I don't need to explain to you. When you want to copy, when you want to delete. If I want to delete this file, I just right click and say delete, move to trash, I delete it. But if I want to delete 1 million file, I need to highlight, but I need a better way. The better way is what we call command line. You just give a command to computer, hey, delete this 1 billion, and it will do that. In data science, because we do a lot of stuff, we do mostly stuff using in command line rather than going click and click. And that's what brings us to what we call the integrated command line. And we use what we call terminal to achieve that. So if we want to tell a computer, copy this 1 billion files, how do we do that? We go to where we call terminal. What is that terminal? The thing I actually click here, new terminal, and you can see here we have a terminal. You can see this is terminal, right? Close this one. So this is terminal. So this place is terminal. You can see I can play around more things here, right? In the VSCode. So you can also do that. So this is terminal. This place that asks you to type Python. This place is what we call terminal. Yes. This place is what we call terminal. We now interact with computer through this one. I can do many other things. For example, now I can ask anything for that. This is just to tell you this place is what we call terminal. Any question? Okay, any question? Okay, so let's go back here. So you can see here, terminal is a text conversation with your computer. I can use that text. Why is it text? I only need to write what I want my computer to do here in a text rather than graphic user interface where you right click. It says text version. You type instruction, press enter, and the computer will execute this. Can you see that? You type and the computer will execute it. Um, for us to go to terminal, there is a shortcut, control plus this one, it will go to terminal. If I have this, um, control for this, can you see I'm playing in my computer? Identify where control is in your computer. Control for this. You can look at the shortcut. Control plus this. It will open terminal. Let's try it, everyone. Let's try it, the shortcut. Let's try the shortcut to open the terminal. So for me, I use control. Can you see I'm opening it? The shortcut from my computer. Can you see? If you cannot use shortcut, you can click terminal, new terminal. But this is taking time. You need to go to terminal, but it's better to just use shortcut. Can you see that? Terminal. Can you try it yourself, for example? If it doesn't work, type it doesn't work. If it works, type yes. Type yes if it works. If it doesn't work, type no. Look at what we say. This is a shortcut. Control plus this. Look, identify this in your computer and type the two. Okay, yes, I have seen yes. Who else haven't done that? Yeah. Okay, in Mac, Control, look at your Mac. I have, okay. In Mac, I have control. Where look at your Mac where it wrote right control. You have control and you have this above. Okay, let me see Mac keyboard. This is control on Mac. You can see control here, this control, and this is this one. Can you see something like this? Like this one. Maybe this is also not the same as your keyboard. I think this is US keyboard. I have UK keyboard, but you can click this is UK keyboard. No, no, this is US keyboard. Yes, control. Then this one. But let me see UK keyboard. For UK keyboard. Oh, okay. Oh, this is one is also UK. The one I have is US. So the one I have is that immediately after the control on top here, you'll be able to see this. This one is immediately on top of control for people with Mac. This control on top of it immediately this one. So you type this one and this one at the same time. If this one is here, you type them at the same time. Okay. So were you able to see that for one with Mac? What does it work? Okay, so somebody was saying for Windows, I don't know, is it Windows? Control plus Shift plus this. I don't know. We have the Salam Gambo. I don't know which computer. Is it Windows? I'm talking about this. So I have a Hafsat here. She backticks. Oh yeah, this is called backticks. I forgot the name backticks. We have somebody called Hafsa Ismail. Were you able to open the terminal using shortcut? We have also another person that I know with Mac. Yeah, Amina Ibrahim. Were you able to open the terminal using shortcut? If no, right. So I don't know what kind of keyboard you have. So in a nutshell, I showed you online. These are two things you need to click, identify this control. You can see this control, this one control, and now identify where this one is, this one. And now you type the two at the same time. Press this one first, and then press this one second. Whatever keyboard you have, identify them. So now, for example, for me, I now click control and now click the back tick. Now it's opening for me. Okay, what about the Amina Abaka? We have somebody with Mac. Were you able to do that? Amina Ibrahim, is it Amina Ibrahim or what's it? I mean, okay. All right, okay. Um, so let's go back. So that's basically how to open your terminal that we'll be using. No, 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 no. You are not opening any. You don't use any space. No, no, no. What I use is command plus space and such. No, 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 no. That's not how. That's when you want to open any application. What you type now is just type control plus the back tick. Control plus the back tick. Only these two when you open your BS code. But when you are in BS code here, when you open the BS code now, locate where control is, press it, and then locate where backtick is, press it. This plus, I'm not asking you guys to type plus. I'm asking you the two shortcut you need to do. So press control first, then press the next thing backtick. So it will open this up. Control first, backtick. Yes. It is not working. Right. Anyway, if it is not working, go to terminal, click new terminal, and it will open it for you. Yeah. Terminal, new terminal. Maybe you can ask ChatGPT now. You can ask ChatGPT. We have a very beautiful professor. Ask ChatGPT. Even me, I ask ChatGPT when I don't know something. Of course, every day. So do that. All right, so let's continue. So you can see that's how to do that. So which shell you are using? Windows offers several shells. The different matters because the command are not identical. So there are different kind of shells that you are going to use for people that are using Windows. We have what we call PowerShell. we have command prompt, we have git bash. Now what I don't know all this stuff. But what we okay, the VS Code default on Windows, use this one. All command in this guide as on PowerShell. So maybe PowerShell. So confirm what you have, the drop down the right terminal panel as on current shell okay. To set the default shell. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, let me see them. So what you need to do now is this. Open your VS Code. Can you see something like this plus here? Can you see this plus here? You can see something called bash, gsh, different kind of terminal. What have you seen here? You may see something. Don't worry. I've told you I have already installed many other things that may be different from your own. For example, here you can see I have the name of my terminal. It's called ZSH, right? Let me delete this one. 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 I delete it. So now I have a new terminal, for example, new terminal, right? And my terminal here, as you can see, this is what kind of terminal I'm using. I'm using ZSH. Show me, check what kind of terminal are you using. Are you using maybe PowerShell? If you are using Windows or Gitbash, I think they said Windows offers separate shells. And it doesn't matter because the command that you're going to use are not the same. What kind of shell do you have? You can see the drop down on the right of the terminal panel names the current shell. So what is the drop down? Can you see the drop down? Can you see this drop down? This drop down, right? It names the current shell, right? ZSH. So we have different kind of ZS shell. You can select any one you want. Let me see the chart. What kind of shells do you have? ZSH. Oh, ZSH is somebody with Mac, I think. Okay, PowerShell. Somebody is telling what is shell. Okay, good one. PowerShell. Okay. PowerShell. Now, somebody is telling us what is shell. So, um, um, shell is so we already understand what is terminal. This is terminal, right? This is terminal, right? Where you'll be able to write something, a text based to command your computer. Let me bring you back. I told you we have two different ways to interact with computer. One way is called command line. Graphical user interface. Normal way you do your computer. You go and right click, copy and paste, right click, delete. This is what we call GUI, command line interface. But this is problematic. We cannot use data science with this. For data science, we need to understand best way to interact with our computer, faster way, more way that is easier and also allows us to do things faster. That is what we call a command line interface. Command line. But for us to do command line, there is a place environment that we are going to interact in. It's called terminal. This is terminal. But in the terminal, we have different kind of shell. So what is shell? Now, let me think about an example I will tell you in the show. So this okay, yeah, let me give you a very good example. This terminal, there is different way to interact with it. Just like where you have your mobile phone. Our mobile phones, some of them they have Android, some of them they have Apple OS, some of them they have Windows. I don't know some of the operating software computer, right? But there's something the way you interact with Android phone to call or to do some other thing is not the same with Windows. So shell is also a place like kind of operating system for the terminal, right? It's operating system for the terminal. So there are different kind of shell that are used, in that, and there is different way to interact them. So let's ask. You can also ask your ChatGPT, what is shell? Let's look at what is shell. What is shell? What is shell? So let's see what it tells us. You can see a shell is a program that lets you communicate with computer by typing commands. So this is, this is the environment called terminal. So a shell is a program that allow you to accept whatever you type and whatever you bring. It's called a shell, right? So for example, you can see here, when you say make directory photo, this create a new folder called photo. So the terminal is a new window you type, so you can see this is a terminal, while the shell such as bash, zsh, PowerShell read and runs your command. So it is the shell that reads and run your command. So I don't know if this makes sense, my explanation. But just to let you know, you don't need to know what shell, but this is just so we have different kind of the terminals, shells. We have ZSH, we have shell, PowerShell, and whatsoever. So look at it here. They said confirm what you have drop down. You can also use these terminal. So you can also change the default. So as I told you, the command terminal here, command palette, right? So now let me type terminal. Can you see terminal? Right? Can you see Oh no, terminal. Can you see terminal? Um, I can see edit terminal. This allow you to, terminal, many other instruction you can do with terminal. So there are many things we can do. So, but here, if I have, for example, multiple shell command, you can see here which ZSH is my default. Can you see the default? But I have many shell, bash, bash shell, but ZSH is my default. So you can change the default here. You can see type terminal, select default profile, and choose PowerShell if that's that. So we'll be using for people who is using Windows VSCode Code with default, use this one. All command in this guide as on PowerShell. Okay. Any question? Let me look into the chat. Okay. Now, if we already have a PowerShell, let's look at some basic command that will show us what is how to use terminal. So let's copy this one, pwd. Go to your terminal, type pwd, and type enter. What have you seen? Type pwd and press enter. Pwd, what can you see? And tell us in the chat what you can see. pwd. pwd, and tell us what you have seen. Okay, path. Okay. Okay, path. Okay, it is given path. Okay. I think for those of you that is giving you path, you are right. Current path. Okay. Yep. Path. Okay. So now PWD means print working directory. Now, if you look at this one here, if you look at this here, when I come to document, for example, and I have something like this, EMS, this is a folder, right? This is a folder, and I have many folders here, right? Now, when you are using command line, using graphical user interface, when you are using graphical user interface, you know which folder you are in. I can go here, right click on it and open it. Now, I know now which folder I am. I'm inside EMS. Now, this print working directory tell you which place, which directory you are, which folder you are. So when I print enter, now it will show me basically the path where I'm currently in. Why this is sluggish? PWD. Can you see a path? Now it is telling me that where I am now is in places, my folder. Remember, I open a folder here, places, right? I add a folder. You can see the folder here, places. And now the terminal is now working exactly on that. I can also write clear. Can you see clear? Write clear and press enter and see what do you see? Clear and press enter. Clear and press enter. Clear and press enter. So today we are taking longer. We want to make sure that we set up this stuff. So we will be finishing, in maybe next 15 minutes. Yeah. Type clear and press enter. What do you see? Type clear and press enter. The right object disappear. Okay, it means clean. Type clear and press enter. So from the name, it clears everything from your screen. It will become like this. Can you see that? Right. Now you can see here, ls, print, write. Yeah, it wiped. Okay. Now the next thing is write ls and see what will happen. Write ls and see what happened. ls and see what happened. ls, yes, type ls and press enter. Yes, it lists all folders. So this, if you write ls, means list every folder or all the files inside your directory. Can you see? I see ls list. So you can see here, this is the folder places. The folder I open places, it has one folder called folder and has readme. Now you can see, it say, okay, you have folder called data, you have a file called readme. Can you see that? So this ls show that. Yeah, it shows many people. Exactly. Now, what about this CD project? Okay. Um, CD projects. We have this. Uh, so CD project. What this means? CD means change directory. CD means change directory. CD means change directory. All right, change directory. But just to let you know, we will discuss more about this stuff. But let me. I think. Open the. Okay. I think we will discuss more about this stuff whatsoever for that, but let's do that. Okay. Okay. Okay, just we'll come back there. Okay, so now let's look at this one. Type Python version here in your terminal. Just keep that instruction we are doing. We'll come back to that. Type Python version here. Python version. Type this one, Python version on your computer. Now let me go there. Python. I type version and see it tells me that I have Python 3.13.5. Type Python version and see what happened. 3.13.5. Okay, nice. Somebody we have say has Python 3. Okay, excellent. Wonderful. Good. So some of us have latest version of Python. Good. Now what about this one? Git version. Can we type git version? Type git version and see what happened. Git version. Type git version. Git version. Tell us what happened. Okay. Um, what we need to do now is to do some installation. Some of you, when you install all this stuff, you might not see that. But for us, okay, the term git is not recognized. Yes, command not found. Exactly, that is what I want to see. Command not found. So you have not installed it. But what I want us to do now is to start installing some other thing that will help us along the way. Let's install what is called UV. Look at it's look at the command I shared in the chat. Install it. Now we want to install something called UB. UB is a Python package and project manual written in Rust. It replaces a long list of order tools and it does job between 10 and 100 times faster than traditional file. So if you remember previously, there are many tools that can be used to manage Python package. For example, we have VM, Varman, we have Conda, we have many other things. But in this session, we're going to be using UV. So copy this one in your VSCode terminal, paste this command exactly and press enter. So copy this one. I copied and paste it in your chat. Yeah, I will put the command in Mac. No, no, it will not work the same Mac in Mac. Don't worry for Mac people, I will do that. So come to your VS Code, type this and press enter. But this is for only people with Windows. Yeah. So can you see that reading from left to right, PowerShell with script description bypass this one command. I put in the chat. Let's see everyone install this. Okay, UV. Let me ask my AI. Can we install UV on Mac? Installation. So let me ask this one if okay. So we for people with Mac, we have what we call homebrew. Okay. Okay. But okay, let me look at two. Okay. Okay, maybe this one is better. So for people with Mac, let me put in the chat. Yeah, for people with Mac, type this one. I put it. Open your terminal here in the VS Code. Type this thing. I put it in the chat. Let me update this one as well. So for people with Mac, this is what you're going to use. Yeah, you can see that. Copy this one and see how it works in your VS Code. Let me open my VS Code because I have Mac. Let me install it. I also don't have UV. Okay. Copy this one and I want to install. I paste this. Oh, what is happening? It's not copying the right thing, I think. Yes. So you can see for people with Mac, you can use this. It's downloading. Oh, everything is installed. Wow, it's so fast installation because it's in Rust. Nice. Okay, anyone with issue? Do we all install UV? Do we all install UV? Yes, excellent. Now, if we install UV, restart your terminal. After that, restart your, this is step is not optional. Close the terminal panel by clicking the bin icon, then open in a fresh. So if you do that, if you after the installation, this step, as you can see, they said is not optional. That is not necessary. So after you install everything new, you need to restart your terminal. Can you see this bin delete? Can you see this delete from VS Code? Delete, click terminal. That is you restart. So click that you click you run everything. Then you can click open new terminal here as well. It open afresh. Can we do that all? Yeah. For those people with internet. Okay, then exactly. Cool. Great. So as I said, what you need to do is come here. Can you see something? Kill terminal. Click on it. It will restart your terminal, and then go here terminal and click and have a fresh some stuff like that. Any question in the chat? Yes. So now after we install that, we need to verify if the UV installation is correct. Can you see UV version? Can you see that? Now type UV version in the terminal. I type UV. Can you see the version? And what happened? So you can see UV this. So if you see this one, everything now works well. You do installation correctly. Can you confirm in the chat? If you have any issue, please raise up the issue so that we don't move faster. We will be able here to help you. Now, if you see this thing, then everything works perfect. Don't forget, we are just setting up our computer so that we'll be able to do the science. That's why we are very slow, and I want us to finish this setup today. Keeping UV current mean UV self-update, meaning that sometimes they will update the UV. So if you need to keep updating it at some point. For example, you see we have Python 3.1, 3.10, 3. So new update comes. So here we'll check if there is any update, latest version. So you can see here I have already latest version. So this is something that do that. Now we need to install some other stuff with UV. So UV, what is UV? So UV is kind of is kind of package that allow you to install other equipment in your computer. So let's be very let's come back to attention here just for me to install what is UV. Let's all be be very careful here. So um I told you when you have a VSCode, it's just like a baby, right? It doesn't have anything memory in it. And you need to install many other things that will allow you to do data science, right? That's what we have been doing here, installing other things. But when you want to do data science as well, there are many packages that you need to install. So for example, now you have a new house, and in that house, there is no fridge, there is no sitting room table, there is no, um, oh, we have some people, they saying the term UV is not recognized, sir. Okay, now, if you haven't done this one, have you done this step? We said you need to do this step. When you need do this step, and it installs successfully, you need to delete the terminal. Click here. If you do not click delete the terminal, it will not recognize. So if you do this installation, this one, and it runs successfully, you need to delete the terminal and to be empty here. You can see there is no terminal open. You need to do that, or else it will not show you it recognized. After you delete it, that is restart. You now click new terminal for us to have a new terminal. So if you have done this, it will not be recognized. Now, I'm giving you a scenario. Just look at it here. Please be very attentive. What is the purpose for installing this UV? Now, I said if you have a new house and that house, there is no sitting room table, there is no fridge, there is no everything, right? But you need to bring all those things, the cupboard, you need to bring the sitting room table, you need to right? But all this sitting room table, the cupboard, the fridge, they are not going to work themselves to bring them into the house. How can we do that? How can we bring all this sitting room table, the fridge, everything? How can we do that? You order them, excellent. You order them. Excellent. When you order, do you pay or no? When we order something, we pay, right? Okay. you survey sometimes, yeah. So you survey, you pay whatever you buy. Now, in data science, when you want to do data science, there are many things that you need to do. Those things you need to that we need to use, we need to buy them or not. So luckily, um, Python packages, Python packages, PyPy. So look at this one. This is called PyPy. For example, if you want to, we want to bring those sitting room table, the fridge, the chair, the bed. We need to go to maybe Amazon, or we need to go to yeah, what the name of this in we buy stuff here from China. What is it called? Temu, Temu. You need to go to maybe Temu, maybe, or you need to go to Savangari, whatever market you want to buy. You buy all these sitting room table, right? And you pay. Now, in data science, all the tools you need to do data science, they are now in one place. That is market. That market that you go to buy those sitting room, they are now in one place called PyPy. Python package product. So you can see how many Python packages do we have. Now we have about I think we have about how many do we have here? Um, we have about, I think, 873,000 packages. Can you see them? So the Python package is a repository for software for Python programming language, right? So here you can see you can download. For example, now I want to package that I want to use data science for. Somebody can help me type your expertise in the chat. What do you want to use data science? Maybe you are from biology or something. Can somebody help us say anything? Maybe I want to do genomic sequence, genomic. If you go to market, what do? You say, hey, I want to buy a chair, right? Or I want to buy a fridge, and they show you the fridge. But if you want to do data science, maybe you want to do what is called genomic. You want to do genomic. How can you find some package that will allow you to do genomic? You need to go to the economic. Okay, yes, data analysis. I want to focus on health data science. Okay, health data science. Maybe data analysis. Let's say data analysis. Okay, health data analysis. You want to do data analysis, right? So just giving you a scenario, you want to your house to have a fridge, you have everything. You go to the market, right? You say, oh, I want to buy this, and you see different kind of fridge, and you buy, you pay. So when you pay, you now bought this. So now for data science, if you want to do data analysis, you also need some tools to help you to do data analysis. More or less like if you want to get a cold water house, you need to buy a fridge. So now, and you go to the market. So when we want to do data analysis, we come here. This is the market, and now we say data analysis and browse. This will show me several, you know, packages that can be used for data analysis. Can you see here? It said data analysis. There is one package called data analysis. In fact, the name is called data analysis. You can see several stuff that you can use for data analysis. You can see them. Maybe I want to use genomic, genomic sequencing. Can you see genomic? You know, several other things. Whatsoever. I want to do mathematics, or let me say matrix. I want to do something related to matrix. You can see Python package. You can see Python package for matrix. When I click here, you can see Python package. Now, you go and pay for fridge, right? But what we normally do, we go and get them free. We don't need to pay. We don't need to pay. So these are some of the things you can see here. Pip install and whatsoever. You can see them, right? Now, um, when you go to the market and buy that fridge, you need to pay some people to take that fridge and bring it to your house. Is that correct? Or you take it yourself. That what I'm trying to say here, it's not the fridge. Um, yeah, she's somebody is asking, how can you know exact package to download since they are much? We are coming to learn them along the way. Just be patient. We will learn many tools, and you can be able to explore them. Now, when you buy the fridge from your house, you take it, you pay somebody delivery man and bring it to your house. So that means there is a process to bring that fridge from your house to your room, to your house. So in data science, now here when we find it, the process to install them, to bring it into your computer, we use tools for installation. For example, we have one tool called pip install matrix. Can you say pip install this? But now we install, instead for us to use uh, pip, which is package manager, we are going to use what we call UV. And this UV, which we already installed, it is a purpose for this UV that you see. This UB that we install, the UB, remember we install UB here, right? We install UB. This UB is a tool that allow you to take your package from somewhere else and bring it into your computer. More or less, I told you, you go and buy something and pay the delivery man, take it, bring it to your home. So in data science, the when you don't need to, you go to the market, find whatever you want, you don't need to pay. All you need is to take it and bring it into your computer to install. And this UB is a tool that help you to install packages onto your computer. Now, if you want to install one thing, if you haven't installed Python, for example, installing Python, you can use UB. You say Python, install this Python 3.12 edition. So if I go to here, Python, I come to this matrix because Python is a package. I can type Python. You can see here Python. I have many other Python stuff, right? So what I want to say here is that if you haven't, when you type Python and you haven't seen anything, we need to install Python. So here, sorry, I think I'm going faster, but let me go slow. Remember when I asked people to type Python version, when you type here Python version and you haven't seen Python, that means you haven't installed Python. Now, if you haven't seen the version here,
I'm sorry, sir. Sorry for the
yes,
interruption. Not even faster, sir. Sir, you are 49 minutes on top of the hour.
yes, I see that. Yeah, we're gonna close now.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, you remember here when you type Python, if you haven't seen Python like this, that means Python is not installed on your computer. You need to install it. So now this UV that we install help us to install everything on our computer. So what you need to do is type UB, name of the package you want to install Python and say install. 3.12 means install the version. So here I can type Python UB install Python. Let me say 3.14, for example. I can say 3.14. When I type this one, this will install. Can you see it's now downloading Python on your computer? Now it already finished. This is so fast. Can you see it finished now installing Python? So let me check now my Python version. Python version. You can see here is 3.13 still, right? So what you need to do is you need to restart your Python. You need to restart your timer to be able to see the new version. Let me say that. I'm seeing Python 3.313. I don't know why it's saying, but we need to restart. Let me just, so I think we can stop here. We're on top of the hour, but we'll continue from here. You can now move on through this document guide. We have installation of Git, how to download. So you can now go on through all this, guide before we come next week. Just go through it. We're gonna explain all this and then finish it, the installation. So next week we are going to finish all this installation setup. We already give 2 weeks for this setup. So by next week, we'll have another session to make sure we finish. Yeah, we'll share the recordings, even though I'm still fast. I'm talking fast, but we'll share the recording so that you can be able to go through it. Just to recap what we have seen, what we have seen today is we have seen how to install VSCode, which is this amazing tool that will allow you to do data science. We have seen some of the sections of this VSCode. We also look at how we can basically install it. And now we have seen how we can install shell. We understand what is shell. We understand some command. For example, we have also now installed UV. And this is very important. UV, this is for people with Windows, and this is for people with Mac. Yeah, and so next week we will continue with basically installing UV so that we can go slowly and many other things along the way. All right. So thank you very much for coming today here. As I said, we have gone very fast, but I think I'm just want us to make sure that we cover everything the next week. So we will basically upload the recordings. We will share the recording. It will be added in YouTube so that you will follow along. But also next week, we try as much as possible to finish. And please try as on end also to go through this guide and make sure that all the things mentioned there, you can even do them yourself. When we come to the session, where it fails or where you have question, you can ask us and then we can do that. Okay, any questions? So this is time for question. If you have any question, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go
I
on.
decided to also follow your step by asking it to, I think, update the version to 3.14, right? Just what you did now. But it
Yes, yes.
didn't actually update it for me because I checked my version and I have the 3.11.15, the old one I had. And I was able to restart my terminal, but it's still showing me the old one, even after
Okay.
installing the new one.
Yeah, so we will do that next week and see what happens. Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Any question again? We'll
Yes, sir.
start from afresh from installing UV next week so that we understand more. Any question again?
Yes, sir. The
Yes.
question, sir.
Yes, ask the question.
Okay, yes, sir. This UV, like through extension, I searched UV. I saw different types of UV. So which one can I install?
Well, we gave, I think, a basic instruction on installing the UV. The UV, let me put in the chat, UV,
For
Python.
Windows.
Okay, let me. Okay, so if you want to learn more about the UV, find the chat where I've posted, click on it in the chat, click on what I've posted in the chat. You will find more stuff about UV. What you can, in fact, you can even start going through the UV, look at what it does, many other. As I told you, the best way for you to learn data science is exploring stuff yourself. We cannot teach you everything. What we are doing here is just to show you the road, right? We just show you the road. This is, you can do this. But you, as somebody that you want to learn, you need to spend your time exploring, figuring out, learning many new stuff. Through all this things, you will uncover many things. So I posted a link here for the UV. Check it out. And that will, you can even read it. Even there is steps for the installation and many other things. Just read it. Yeah. So you can find this how to do the installation. Any other question? Any other question? So thank you very much for joining. We know right now we are at the beginning. This is a not sweet part of the data science. We are just moving slowly, and sometimes things will fail. You will find yourself, oh, I don't know how to do this. At this very beginning, it will be frustrating, which is obvious and which is okay. It's okay to find out you cannot do things at this moment. What is not okay is only one. It is not okay to not be able to do things and you keep for quiet and we move and leave you behind. That's not what is okay. It's okay to say that I don't understand. So please and please, if you don't understand anything, if anything doesn't work for you at this starting point, just raise up your hand, ask your question, or send a question in the chat, and we'll be able to figure it out for you. In fact, if you have some struggle, we can even have a call for one-to-one, for example, with me, or with some of the colleague mentors we have. We can have one-to-one call with you and guide you, show you, can share your screen, we can show you what things fell, and we can guide you. When we leave this setup stage, we now move to somewhere else that we leave you behind and you feel frustrated, you not follow along, and you drop out. So feel free to ask question. And one last thing I would say is that if you are here and you are dedicated, you want to learn, please be, what do you call it? Comes every day. Don't skip the session, because when you skip one session, you may not follow along in the coming weeks or following days. So yeah, that's only one thing I will tell you. All right. Any question? Okay. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you also for the mentors we have here. We have Lukman here, still here. Babangida is also still here. They are our mentors, and thank you everyone for joining. And see you next week. Thank you. Tata.